Hello everybody, welcome back to another Skin Splash Art review, and in today's Skin Splash Art review we are reviewing the High Noon Yorick skin. Yorick, I don't know how you want to call it. This one looks really cool because Yorick really fits the skin line. Because, you know, Gravedigger, and he just kind of, you know, High Noon's all about the spirits of like the undead High Noon characters running around and stuff like that, and he's got all those little minions he summons out the ground. Now, we're going to talk about him first. This might be a bit of a long video. I hope it's not. I want to make it, you know, as quick as possible and get it, you know, deliver as much information as I can to you as possible in the splash art without taking up too much of your time. So let's begin. I like the hat. They finally given him his hat back. Pentakill, he doesn't have a hat. He had a hat in the splash art, but he didn't have a hat when he was in game. They've given him a hat back in game, which is good. He's got his little fiery eye here looking really cool. His nose and head is the same size as Yorick's head is normally. They've given him a white beard. The white hair looks cool. Instead of his original black hair. Then we've got the pauldrons looking really cool with the star, the sheriff badge. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be a sheriff in the skin line, but you know, you never know. Then we can see here he's got his maiden in a case on his back, looking really cool. Yeah, I think the maiden's actually in there. You know, if you on his normal one, he's got the crest that's hanging on chains on his back, I think. So here we have like the maiden trapped in like a sort of briefcase, which is interesting. We've got a demon hand coming out there, probably the maiden, which is cool. We always like to see little bits of like old, you know, different abilities. When they use abilities, it makes it more cooler. So we've got the ult kind of being used here. Then we got his hand being kind of on fire. He's tossing a coin, possibly wondering who he's gonna dig into the floor next or something like that. His arms part demon, and then he's, you know, part human. Then we've got his lovely spade here, which seems to be more of like an axe with the sharp edge here and the sigils and stuff. The flame coming off of it. He's got a little book here, what seems to be possibly used to curse spells and everything. Here's that belt I was talking about from the previous one, being Vex. We can see it here. We've got the pants, the leather, the golden boots-ish. We can't really fully see it, but you know. And then we've got a little symbol here on his hand, looks cool. And then I'll talk about things in the background now because I don't want to, I want to keep it short, so I'm not taking up too much of your time. The hat, it's all the basic stuff we've always seen before, same kind of, it's just the same outfit on a different champion. So if you go and look at like, not Mordekaiser, not Scion, but like, if you look at the basic Talon, if you look at Yone, if you look at Gragas, it's the same outfit pretty much every time, just on a different champion with different aspects changed to fit the champion. But yeah, so here we can see the maiden in the background, the fire and everything. But here in the background, we can notice the little minions that he summons out the floor. We can see one over here, and we can see this one over here. And one little cool thing about them is instead of them just being the ghouls, they've changed them into little like Winchester guns. They seem to have like the little the ammunition here, and they've got their face is the bullet hole where the gun the bullet comes out of, which is really cool. I think that's a really interesting design. If you got another one down here that kind of, it's like, it would have been way cooler if they added leather jackets to each one of them and then just had their head be like that. That would have been really funny and cool. So yeah, there's that. And then here we can see this little like demon thingy hanging here. So I didn't really, at the start of looking at it, I didn't really know what it was, but whilst talking about these Winchester guns, I think I've come to the conclusion, but I'll mention that in a minute. Down here we can see Gragas. We always love a bit of Gragas in the background. Obviously we just had the death of the pro player for Gragas in the Fnatic team, which was quite sad, so may he rest in peace. But yeah, we can see Gragas in the background, really cool. With the drink of I think he was the bartender in the High Noon universe, so he's obviously given a shot of whiskey there, maybe. It's not really a shot, it's more like a glass of it, like a full-on cube, with it being just put down or something like that. He seems to be enjoying himself, chilling in the background. Then we got him, I don't know, maybe he's paying him with the coin, maybe, I don't know. Interesting. But then further in the background, if you thought this was Talon or somebody else or something like that, nope, this is in fact Yone, and Yone is once again in this skin line with he's also in the bar at the time when he's in his splash art. So if you look at Yone's splash art, his legendary skin splash art, he is in this bar that Gragas is in. So it's really cool because when you go into your E with, the only reason I know this properly is because of my friend who mains Yone, so shout out to him. But when you use your E, you turn into this like fake version of Yone while the other one just stays in place. That in this skin line does turn out to be this white version of him with like wings and stuff. So that could be why the demon thing's looking at the Winchester gun minion thing, and it's kind of looking back on what the hell are you doing here, and he's kind of like floating above Yone because he's like a man with his demons or something like that, and this is like the one that he uses to become with his E and stuff like that, so that's really cool. So I just wanted to mention that, and then other than that, I don't think there's anything else in the background, no other certain like characters or anything I'm missing out on. Those little Winchesters are really cool and everything, so that's really nice. So I'm gonna give this one a 9.5 out of 10. I would have given it a 10 out of 10, but it's just a bit on the edge of the Yorick's a bit too close to the picture, and he's kind of blocking things in the background, but they've added really good detail. I like the hint of Yone, and I like the hint of Gragas. I like the Yone demon floating up here in the background. I like the Winchester design. They look really cool. Just would have loved to have seen like a leather jacket like on Yorick, but on the guns. Maybe they do. They don't look like it from up here. We can see like they've got this skeleton bone type structure. It doesn't look like they have the jackets on, but it would look really cool if they did. And we can also see Yone's blade there in the background looking really cool with the chain. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everything. Obviously, this is just my opinion. You can let me know in the comments down below what you've rated it. Would you have rated anything higher? Would you have rated anything lower? Let me know. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah. Hope to see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.